All right. So, our first question: what is deep culture, Modesta?
I think like deep culture, like in the article, it is defined as the unconscious patterns of culture that we become aware of during intercultural experiences. I think it's like how do you say it? Like for us when we view other culture, like we just see the surface, but like when we go and it's actually like experience it, we we tend to know how their actual way of life and like a more deeper understanding on that culture. I think that is deep culture.
Yeah. Because in the first few paragraph of it, it says that deep culture is like the core culture. Like it's the root of the culture that people are showing, like where it started from. Yeah, it's usually, I'd say it's usually the culture that we've been taught or cultures that we've been raised up with. Those are like the core cultures that, I mean, like that's what deep culture is, eh? Yeah. And then, how is the concept different from definitions of culture that are too broad or too simplistic? So, I mean, in the society, like today, there's a normal definition of culture, like what is culture, and then there's in the article it explains about what is deep culture. I was today we were reading the article, and then I was thinking, like deep culture, the difference between them is like deep culture is like we just said, it's the cultures, the things that we've been taught when we are raised up, like things how we should act, how we should speak, respect the elders. For Fijians, I'd say for Fijian, like the culture that the deeper culture that we've been taught with, it's like, or maybe any Pacific Islanders, like not wearing shoes in the house, not wearing hats in the house. Those are like the deeper or core cultures that we've been raised up with. And what's the other one? The culture. Different from the definition of culture, I think the other culture, it can be described as maybe things that we learn along the way, or I don't know what you think. Like what I think is like for Pacific Islanders is one of our cultures is being late.
That is not like culture. I think it's just like a practice, so everyone is like doing it,
Culture.
and it seems like normal for. Yeah, I think it's part of the culture.
No, yeah, it's not culture. Well, it's not something that we raised up with. What we It's like yeah, but that's not what we. That's not culture. That's just like attitude that we. What? But anyways, what's your thoughts, Modesta?
Yeah, like I agree.
Go on,
But
speak your mind.
yeah, so it can be different in a way, like how the society itself view it and how like outsiders they view it. Like maybe people from outside or maybe travelers like when they go to a new place, they will see it, the culture as not normal because they will start to compare it with their normal, like their definition of normal.
It's like that
Yeah.
different, yeah. Because we all have different cultures. Like when they experience our own culture, when they come to see our culture, it's like different from what they've been taught or what they've been raised up with. Like I was saying, no, we are taught not to wear shoes in the house or hats in the house. But for others, you know, it's okay with them to wear shoes in the house or wear hats in the house. So
It might not be normal for them, but like it's normal for like you guys.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So, but we have to differentiate, like deep culture and culture. So deep culture is like things that we experience, things that we've been taught with when we are growing up, or the core or the roots of how we are acting. Or help me out, Modesta. I'm and then
Yeah, you're going in there, right?
concept different from definition of culture that are too broad. But what is culture that is too broad? What culture is that? Yeah, but that's the word that's used here, broad.
Culture that are too broad.
You're not supposed to talk. This will be good for the teacher.
That's different from definition. Culture that are too broad or too simple.
Uh, when for like weddings and stuff, for our culture, for Pacific Islanders or especially for Fijians, when you think about weddings, we think about dressing up in like traditional mats and stuff. But for let's say Palangis, when they think of weddings, they think of white dress and like, suit coats and stuff like that. Is that I think that's counted as, is that like culture in general, or is that like deep culture? I think that's deep culture. Like that was part of the story. I mean, the article. I think it's like deep culture. What do you think? I think I'm confusing you, Modesta.
No, no, I think you're right. Like, yeah, I think it's culture because, like, it's just my thought, like, that deep culture is like when, like, things people outside don't see, but like when they go to the place, they just like experience it and they just find out, like, a culture, like, even people from outside, they will say, like, oh, that's their culture, that's their way of doing things. But deep culture is like when they
Know the reason why
know
we.
more, yeah, the reason why we do stuff and know more. They have a deeper understanding about it. I don't know. That's what
Oh,
I think.
okay. So like
Like,
when they see us like not wearing shoes in the house, they don't understand, but they always say that's their culture. But when they come to our islands, they learn why we don't. It's a showing of respect, and that's like the
it,
deeper culture.
yeah, it's just like an illusion of the iceberg. Like only the small tip of the ice is showing, but like the big part is below the surface of water. I think it's just like, I mean, culture is like that. Like the tip of the iceberg that is showing is like the culture, or but the
Deeper
bigger
culture.
part of it is like the deep culture, like the
Yeah.
part where, like, if you go and you interact with them, that you will know more. That's the deep. That's what I think.
No. Good thinking. Good thinking. That's exactly right. Just like how Saki used to say, I agree with you.
That is is true.
Oh,
So it's more about the feeling.
it's a
Yeah.
recording. You not
Okay.
your school is
No.
finished.
No, I think I agree with.
That's why I'm saying I agree with her.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying culture is more of like doing and everything, action, while deep culture is about emotions, your feelings, your thinking.
Oh, thank you.
No, like what you said, like the iceberg.
Shh.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Now
She's
we have
right.
to do the recording again.
It's okay. You see,
No.
I'm part of a group discussion.
Shh. All right. I think that's our or to simply culture to yeah. I think that's our discussion question. Yeah? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'll close the recording.